Welcome to a new lesson, measuring length and distances. In previous lesson, you were introduced to inches, feet, yard, and miles, the imperial system. Now, a reference point called a referent can be used to describe inches, feet, and yards and mile. Let's take a look at this table. An inch can be described as a thumb length. So 1 inch can be described as thumb length. 1 foot as the length of a foot. 1 yard as arm span. And 1 mile as distance walked in 20 minutes. Now, exactly a referent definition is it makes measurement tasks easier by establishing a specific benchmark for a certain measure. Two examples of a referent are a stretch of a road that is about a mile and an adult arm length that is about a meter in length. Let's take a look at referent in SI unit. Here we are. So let's take a look at a hand. On average, the width of a pinky is approximately 1 centimeter. So A is 1 centimeter. That could be a referent. The length of a palm, depending on the palm, if you measure my palm from just across, is about 10 centimeters. And that is approximately, or actually the same thing as 1 decacentimeter, which is exactly the same thing as 10 centimeters. If you would measure my thumb, C, that is approximately 5 centimeters, or 2 inches, a little bit under 2 inches. Also, if you measure my arm span, some arms a little longer than the others, it's 1 meter. And also from feet to waist, it's about 1 meter as well. So these are all possibilities of a referent. So we could use these body parts as estimations of measuring distances or length of objects. Let's take a look at an example where we could use these referents to measure objects or to estimate the lengths of objects. How can you measure the perimeter of a can without using the formula for the circumference of a circle? Now, the formula for circumference of a circle is C equals 2 pi r. If we know the radius, which is from the center, or radius, from the center to the outermost, we just plug it into the formula and can find the circumference of any circular object. So we can't use that formula. We have to use, of course, the referent. What you can use is a measuring tape, and like measuring your own waist, you can measure the circumference of the can. In this case, the lady is measuring her waist to be 32 inches. And the referent that she's using is, of course, 1 inch. That's her referent. Of 1 inch. But what if we do not have a tape measure like this? We would have to use a different referent, whether it is your thumb or other parts of your body that you know the measurement of. It doesn't matter. So for example, if I use my thumb, and I know that my thumb is approximately 5 centimeters, I would go around the circumference of the can and see how many thumb lengths can fit across. Approximate it. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. If that is true, Again, it's an approximation. I would multiply 10 times 5 centimeters because each length of the farm is 5 centimeters. I would find the circumference to be 50 centimeters of this can. So you could use a referent of a thumb, of your arm, anything that would probably be a little bit smaller than the actual length to find the approximate measurements of any object.